Number one, my career means a lot to me. I love my career. I love teaching. And I worked very hard to get my master's degree and to be a career woman. So it was one of those things when I was pregnant the first time, I thought, oh, this is going to be a tough one because I do enjoy my career and moving up that ladder. And I was able to juggle with my first child. I went to a daycare that was very close. It was a home daycare, and I felt very comfortable. Still, felt like that was a wonderful decision. At the time, I had my second child, Paige, then too, when I was teaching full time. And a part of me was starting to feel like, wow, maybe I love my teaching, but maybe I can put this on hold for just a little bit. I was what's called an honors teacher, gifted and talented teacher. I became a specialist, and my principal was fantastic. He was very supportive, of that whole change, that whole switch. And so when I became a specialist, my hours, I wanted more flexible hours. So I went from the classroom to being a specialist. So that kind of worked well, and I could balance, having two children. And then, I don't know, it was kind of one of those things where I started looking at this. We were building a new home in this area, and I think I started looking at that, looking at motherhood a little bit differently, what I wanted to do with the kids were getting older, and I was spending a lot of time away from them. And it was almost like my situation kind of guided, what I was, deciding. And in my heart, I kind of felt like maybe I needed to stay home. And I think, the situation at the daycare kind of changed a little bit. And my daughter was saying, Mommy, I'd like to spend more time with you. So all these things kind of, filtered into that decision. And it was really interesting because it was a very tough decision for me to stay home. Financially, I think is, probably the most important one. But it was very interesting because upon deciding that, okay, I am going to stay home, I'm going to have to use my pennies, really be a good little penny pincher. My husband started receiving more promotions, and it was just interesting, where you can find money, selling a few things on eBay or this kind of thing, and that really helped my decision to stay home. So. So far that's really worked out. I've been on parental leave for a few years, and I had another child, and so far so good. So I don't know. I have a really supportive, surrounding yourself with supportive people, and being in the teaching field itself is one of those things that to me I think is, it lends itself well to motherhood and, the balance, because people do understand maybe a little bit more of what's required, in teaching, and then of course, just taking care of kids in general.